Genesis chapter 31, Divine Intervention. Welcome back to Bible Breakdowns, where we journey through Scripture one chapter at a time. Today we're tackling Genesis 31, a chapter full of tension, divine intervention, and a dramatic family showdown. Let's dive in. Jacob faces mounting tensions with Laban as he prepares to return to his homeland, following divine instructions. The chapter reveals themes of family conflict, hidden possessions, and a covenant created between the two men, highlighting the protection Jacob receives from God throughout his journey. The chapter starts with Jacob noticing a change in Laban's attitude. Laban's sons are grumbling, saying, "Jacob's taken everything from our father." Jacob realizes the family dynamics are shifting, and God confirms it. He tells Jacob, "Go back to your homeland and I will be with you." So Jacob calls Leah and Rachel out to the field for a private meeting. He explains, "Your father's attitude has changed, but God has been with me. I worked hard for Laban, but he kept changing my wages. Still, God protected me." Then Jacob shares a dream he had. In the dream, an angel of God confirmed that God was blessing him and told him to return to his homeland. Rachel and Leah agree it's time to leave. They say, "Our father has treated us like strangers and spent our inheritance. Do whatever God has told you." Jacob doesn't waste time. He gathers his family, flocks, and possessions, and sets out for Canaan without telling Laban. But Rachel secretly takes her father's household idols, basically small statues used for worship or as symbols of inheritance. 3 days later, Laban finds out Jacob is gone and sets off in pursuit. He catches up with Jacob in the hill country of Gilead, but before he confronts Jacob, God appears to Laban in a dream, warning him, "Be careful not to say anything to Jacob, good or bad." When Laban finally reaches Jacob, he accuses him, "Why did you run off without telling me? You didn't even let me say goodbye to my daughters and grandchildren. And why did you steal my gods?" Jacob defends himself, saying, "I left because I was afraid you'd take your daughters by force. As for your gods, search for them. If anyone has them, they'll die." Jacob doesn't know Rachel has the idols. Laban searches everywhere but comes up empty-handed, because Rachel is sitting on the idols, claiming she can't get up because she's on her period. Laban lets it go, and the idols stay hidden. Jacob then lets loose. He confronts Laban, saying, "For 20 years I worked for you. 14 years for your daughters and 6 years for the flocks. You constantly changed my wages, but God protected me. If he hadn't been with me, you'd have sent me away empty-handed." Laban responds, "Everything you have is mine, my daughters, my grandchildren, and the flocks. But let's make a covenant to ensure we don't harm each other." They set up a heap of stones as a witness. Laban calls it Jagar Sahadutha in Aramaic, and Jacob calls it Gilead in Hebrew, both meaning witness heap. Laban also names the place Mizpah, saying, "May the Lord watch between us when we are apart." They agree not to cross the heap to harm each other, and Laban adds, "Treat my daughters well, and don't take other wives." The next morning, Laban kisses his family goodbye and returns home, leaving Jacob free to continue his journey. Genesis 31 is a chapter about God's faithfulness and protection. Jacob's journey wasn't easy, but God was with him every step of the way, guiding him and fulfilling his promises. Next time, we'll see Jacob prepare to face his greatest fear, a reunion with Esau in Genesis 32. Stay tuned for more Bible breakdowns.